right through it and then right into the mall itself. Shoppers running for cover tonight. The suspect now under arrest, and what we're now learning. Also tonight, the deadly bus crash. At least 4 dead, the bus flipping over. Authorities say everyone on board injured, some in critical condition. Some were ejected, and all of this not far from a national park. The deadly disaster still playing out in Texas. Hundreds of high water rescues, children stranded in school, and the barge breaking loose. You'll see it slamming into a bridge, all part of a busy interstate. The Patriots dumping Antonio Brown late today, the NFL star accused of rape. And did he try to intimidate a second woman who came forward? The player himself just tweeting. The firestorm surrounding President Trump at a phone call with a leader believed to be Ukraine's new president. Did the president bring up his potential 2020 challenger, Joe Biden? President Trump was asked that today. The global climate strike, thousands of protests, 150 countries, young people leading the way from New York to London to Sydney. The young student terrified who calls 911 right after he gets off the school bus. You'll hear the boy describing the bus driver, saying she was drunk and went through several red lights. Many children on that bus. And the surfer and the great white shark right off the East Coast.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night. We have a lot to get to. That terrifying scene inside a mall, shoppers running for cover. But we do begin tonight with that deadly scene, the tour bus flipping over in southern Utah, not far from Bryce Canyon National Park. Authorities say several passengers were killed and at least a dozen critically injured tonight. Some were ejected, their bus rolling over on the highway. Emergency crews say no one on board escaped this unharmed, and at this hour they have airlifted victims from the remote scene. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman leading us off.
Tonight, the NTSB is launching a team to investigate how that bus flipped on a gradual curve, rolling and ejecting passengers. 4 people were killed and as many as 15 were critically injured when the bus filled with 30 Chinese-speaking tourists suddenly overturned on the road, leading to picturesque Bryce Canyon. The force of the crash nearly shearing off the roof of the bus, causing catastrophic injuries. Shortly after the crash, stunned passengers sprawled out across the 2-lane highway. Medics and bystanders doing triage, trying to warm up the wounded with those space blankets. 3 helicopters airlifting the most seriously injured to hospitals. And artifacts of what had started out as a pleasant tour littering the road. Alongside shattered glass, there were water bottles, oranges, and clipboards flung from the bus as it tumbled.
Just a horrific scene. Matt Gutman with us live tonight. And Matt, any word on the survivors who were airlifted to the hospital? We know this was a very remote area.
Extremely remote, David, which is one of the reasons that 10-person NTSB team isn't scheduled to arrive at the crash site until tomorrow. Now, no obvious reasons for this crash, but to give you a sense of the violence of this accident, authorities tell me every single person on board that bus was transferred to a hospital. David.
Just awful. All right, Matt Gutman leading us off on a Friday night. Thank you. The other scene unfolding late today was inside a mall in a Chicago suburb. A terrifying scene there. The driver of an SUV smashing through the entrance of the Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg this afternoon. The suspect then driving right into the mall. You see him there. You can hear shoppers screaming, running for their lives. Tonight, that driver now under arrest, and ABC's Marcus Moore with what we've just learned.
Yo, this is not happening right now.
Tonight, the terrifying scene in a Chicago suburban mall. Panicked shoppers running for cover. An SUV driving through the middle of the mall in a horrifying incident. Tires can be heard screeching in the mayhem.
Oh my God.
911 calls going out with reports of injuries.
And a trailblazer driving through the mall right now. Unknown injuries, unknown where he's at right now.
The Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, going into lockdown.
People just got up and ran, left their phones, left their dishes, left their, whatever they bought in the store, just started running in different directions.
Police with weapons drawn searching for the suspect. Emergency vehicles surrounding the shopping center. The entrance to the Sears store obliterated. Tonight, the male suspect is now in custody, seen being led away in handcuffs. Initial fears of an active shooter turned out to be false. Confusion in the chaos. Tonight, authorities grateful no one was killed. Luckily, the injuries are only minor.
And Marcus joins us from the scene tonight. And Marcus, any word on a motive?
Well, David, that suspect was taken into custody inside the store, and witnesses say at that time he did not resist arrest and also showed no remorse. And witnesses also saying he answered the initial questions about this incident with a simple yes or no, offering no explanation for what he's accused of doing at this mall.
All
David.
right, Marcus Moore with us as well. Thank you, Marcus. Now to the state of disaster declared in several counties in Texas tonight. More than 3 feet of rain in some places. The barges breaking free, one slamming into a bridge on a busy interstate. Water rescues around the clock there. Several people, including a baby, brought up on a ladder to escape a flooded highway in Houston. And at least 2 barges breaking free, badly damaging that I-10 bridge. What a scene today. Now we're watching severe weather alerts for the plains, the Midwest, just as we head into the weekend. And ABC's Clayton Sandell from Texas again tonight.
Tonight, the race to rescue people trapped by Imelda's floodwaters. Boat after boat bringing residents to dry land. J.C. Henley rescued 10 families in Huffman.
Water up there in the houses and everything's probably a foot and a half.
The sheriff says around 10 other families chose to stay behind. Southeast Texas has been slammed with up to 43 inches of rain, the storm claiming at least 4 lives, with rescues around the clock. The Coast Guard airlifting those trapped. The rain is gone, but now a traffic nightmare. Interstate 10 shut down after swift currents broke loose several barges on the San Jacinto River, slamming into this busy bridge. You can see the damage underneath. The interstate may be closed for months.
This is I-90 between Beaumont, Texas and Houston. And you can see it is still flooded itself. And so these traffic jams last for miles.
Houston area schools were heavily criticized for not canceling classes Thursday. At least 200 kids spent the night inside their classrooms until they could reunite with their families. Classes today canceled after some schools flooded. Kids carried through the floodwaters, and this child lifted to safety on a ladder from a flooded freeway.
Just incredible reporting for days now from Clayton, and he joins us tonight from that neighborhood where so many families were evacuated today. And you were telling us, Clayton, those floodwaters are still rising tonight?
That's right, David. These folks were flooded out during Harvey, and they worried that the water could come up another 2 feet. And if you look at the house behind me here, that would put that water inside that bottom window there, flooding these houses even worse. David?
All right, Clayton, our thanks to you again tonight. Let's get right to senior meteorologist Rob Marciano. He's in New Caney, Texas tonight, tracking it all. Rob?
David, the water thankfully receding here down about 7 feet from its height, but you can see these poor people are trying to dry out the rugs and furniture that was flooded. Still showers around here, but the bulk of the moisture is heading north, and now we have flash flood watches posted from Kansas into Illinois. It's going to be drawn up by that front that could produce some severe weather today across the Dakotas. I'm worried about several rounds of rain potentially flooding in Kansas City in through St. Louis, Chicago maybe as well. And we're watching Hurricane Jerry out there in the Atlantic, going to make a run at Bermuda next week, and several other new waves in the Atlantic and Caribbean as we are now in the heart of hurricane season. David?
Not in the clear yet. All right, Rob, our thanks to you as well. There were late developments today involving NFL star Antonio Brown. The New England Patriots cutting Brown less than 2 weeks after signing the troubled player. A second woman now accusing him of sexual misconduct, and she now claims he sent intimidating text messages afterward. Antonio Brown responding late today, and here's ABC's Paula Ferris tonight.
Tonight, the New England Patriots firing their embattled wide receiver Antonio Brown after just 11 days. The Patriots saying in a statement, "We feel that it is best to move in a different direction." Just hours earlier, Brown facing a new accusation, a woman claiming that he sent her group messages meant to intimidate her. This just days after she told Sports Illustrated Brown made unwanted sexual advances in 2017. Her lawyer released the alleged texts in which Brown accuses her of fabricating her story for cash, even showing photos of her kids.
The Patriots took a look at this allegation as well as other allegations and decided that was the best move for them.
Just days after signing his contract in New England, a bombshell civil lawsuit was brought by his former trainer, Brittany Taylor, claiming that Brown sexually assaulted her. Brown's denied any sexual misconduct and has vowed to fight all charges.
Yep.
Just hours before Brown's release,
I'm good. Okay. Thank you.
Coach Bill Belichick abruptly walking out of his press conference today, tired of fielding questions about Brown.
So let's get to Paula with us live tonight. Antonio Brown tweeting tonight, Paula, and his agent hopeful he'll get picked up by another team?
Yeah, that's right, David. Antonio Brown is tweeting and thanking the Patriots for the opportunity. And while his agent is hoping that he does, in fact, get picked up by another team, keep in mind that the NFL will continue to investigate any and all claims into Brown. They have the final say, David. They hold his football future in their hands, David.
All right, Paula Ferris tonight. Thank you, Paula. Now to the firestorm surrounding President Trump and a phone call with a leader believed to be Ukraine's new president. Did the president bring up his potential 2020 challenger, Joe Biden? President Trump was asked about that today, and tonight Joe Biden is now responding. Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Tonight, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the president repeatedly, 8 times, pressured the president of Ukraine to investigate the son of leading Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden during a phone call in July. Earlier today, the president defended that call.
It was a totally appropriate conversation. It was actually a beautiful conversation.
But the president refused to say whether or not he talked about Joe Biden.
On that point, did you discuss Joe Biden, his son, or his family with the leader of Ukraine?
It doesn't matter what I discussed.
The Wall Street Journal reports President Trump urged the president of Ukraine to work with his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, who recently met with Ukrainian officials in Europe about investigating Hunter Biden's business dealings. Last night, Giuliani at first denied asking the Ukrainian government to investigate Biden.
Did you ask the Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden?
No, actually, I didn't. I asked
then, seconds later, he acknowledged he did.
So you did ask Ukraine to look into Joe Biden?
Of course I did.
In Iowa today, Joe Biden called the whole situation concerning and inappropriate.
Not one single credible outlet has given any credibility to his assertion. Not one single one. And so I have no comment except the president should start to be president.
The issue came to light after a whistleblower in the intelligence community sounded an alarm about a phone call between the president and a foreign leader. Today, the president dismissed the whistleblower's complaint as, quote, a political hack job.
I don't know the identity of the whistleblower. I just hear it's a partisan person, meaning it comes out from another party. But I don't have any idea.
The Inspector General for the Director of National Intelligence called the complaint credible and of urgent concern and wanted to share it with Congress. But he was blocked by Acting Director of National Intelligence Joseph Maguire and the Justice Department.
So let's get right back to John Karl with us live again tonight. And John, there is news tonight that the White House counsel was also involved in this decision to prevent Congress from seeing this whistleblower's account.
David, we are told that the White House counsel's office worked with the Justice Department to craft the legal rationale for refusing to turn over that whistleblower complaint to Congress. That's a rationale that the Democrats reject. In fact, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi today said that the president is, quote, stepping into a dangerous minefield with serious repercussions for his administration and our democracy. Meanwhile, we've also heard more from Joe Biden. He is calling on the president to release the transcript of his call with the president of Ukraine. David?
John Karl, thanks to you for another week at the White House. Now to the remarkable images around the world today. Millions of young people taking part in the global strike against climate change. Protests in hundreds of countries, thousands of young people rallying in Sydney, taking to the streets of London, school children marching with signs in Uganda, and a 16-year-old activist leading the charge here in New York City, demanding action to protect the climate. Here's ABC's chief national affairs correspondent Tom Llamas witnessing the crowds firsthand.
Tonight, in record numbers and in cities around the world, demonstrators taking to the streets to combat climate change. Leading the charge, the world's youth. From Washington to Paris to Sydney, 2,500 planned protests in more than 150 countries. Millions of students skipping school, they say, to teach the world a lesson.
And joining those demonstrators all over the world, students right here in the United States, all across this country, demanding change, saying time is running out and they're fed up.
Just because we're kids doesn't mean that we don't have a voice. Sure, we can't vote or anything, but we're here because we're here to use our voice.
Organizers say more than 100,000 people gathered in each of these locations. Melbourne, Australia, in front of Germany's Brandenburg Gate, and on the streets of London. Leading this global march, 16-year-old Greta Thunberg from Sweden. The teenage activist met with leaders on Capitol Hill this week to deliver a message.
I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the scientists.
Today, she marched through the streets of New York.
Change is coming, whether they like it or not.
And David, it doesn't end here. Next week, the UN General Assembly meets in New York, and on Monday, it starts with a climate action summit where Greta and others are expected to meet with world leaders. David?
All right, Tom, we'll see you here this weekend. Thank you. And there is news tonight in the Democratic race for 2020.